Hello everyone, once again I welcome you to today's lesson. We'll continue from where we have stopped. I like the way you are doing the assignment and you are posting it on the platform. That is very good. Keep it up. At the end of the day, we'll achieve the results that we need to achieve. So I will launch my database access file. Now today we want to add we want to add some additional tables. Okay, we want to add additional tables. So go to create, go to table, Control S to save your work. This table we want to call it this table we call it the subject table. So subject, okay, subjects. You click on OK. Now change it to now we have a subject ID, and then subject name. Now we'll enter the subject over here. Okay, that's shop test. So now save your work and change the view. So we'll have English language. So expand this so that you can see the mathematics, social studies, integrated science, we have RME, computing, creative art, career technology, we have Ghanaian language. So in your case, you can write the Ghanaian language you are doing. Then you have French. So these are the subjects. So save your work and close it. Now we want to create a table for term. Okay. So go to create table. Control S to save your work. TBL term. Okay. Then change the view. Delete this right there. Term ID. Then term name. Term ID, term name. Save your work. Change the view. So here, first term, so term 1, term 2, and then term 3. That's perfect. So save your work and close it. Now I want to create another table for the classes. So create class. So if you want to do for primary, you can do for primary. But me, I'm working on GSS. Okay, I'm working on GSS. So I'll save my Control S and I'll write TB classes class. TB class. Change the view. I'll delete this class ID. Then class name. A short test. Save your work, change the view. This is basic 7, basic 8, basic 9. Now I'm going to add another table, which I'll call it the comment table. Yes, so Control S to save your work, and TBL comments, or what is called the remarks. Okay, so change the view. I'll say comment ID, and then comment name. As a short test. Save your work. Now you can add your comments. Okay, we have done. When you look at our masterclass on the SBA in Excel, we'll do something similar. Okay, but here we'll write as many comments as we want, and we'll let the user select from the comments given. Okay, so I will write this comment, keep it up, has improved. So you can add as many comments as you want. Could do better, could do better than this, could do better than this, when assisted at home, something like that. More room for improvement, more room for improvement. Then backup. Should sit up. So add as many comments that you want to add. Save your work and close it. Now, as you go on, if there's a need for us to create any table, we will create them. That is very important. So today we want to look at relationship. So here we want to link tables. Now before we do that, let's compare this table, the registry table. Let's see the registry table. This is the registry table. And then let's copy one of the subjects table. Let's copy, let's say mass. Now if you look at this registry table, it contains the people's ID. And when it comes to the mass table, it contains what? The people's ID. So this two table has what? People's ID. The reason for the inclusion of the people's ID in those table or in those subject table is to establish what? A relationship or links the table. So when you want to link two or more tables, they must have something in common which can be used to link them together. Linking two or more tables in database is called relationship. So we have to create the relationship before we can create our query. So for this tutorial, I just want us to look at relationship. Okay, relationship. So I'll close these tables. I'll close the mass table. Okay. Go to database 2. And go to, you have the compact and repair database, visual basis, run micro relay. Click on relationship. Now, which tables do you want to link to establish a relationship? So you want the registry, and then the mass, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, I'll close this. Okay, that's for demonstration purpose. That's why I want us to look at how to create a relationship. Okay. So we have student ID. So what do? Is the primary key. The people's ID here becomes the primary key, and then a mass core ID becomes what? The primary key here, and then the people's ID here becomes the foreign key. It's a foreign key. So be at the people's ID and put it at the people's ID. Now, this is what the relationship that we want to establish. So click on enforce referential integrity, capsite update related field, capsite delete related field. Okay, so that we are creating this table in such a way that if creating this relation so that if we delete a detail from the registry table, it can reflect in the various subject table. Okay, when we add a detail in a registry table, it will reflect in all the subject table. Okay, that's very important. And the relationship type is one to many. We have three types of relationship: one to one, one to many, and many to one. Now, after that, go to join type. Now, what is the join type you want? The first one is for include rows where the join field from both tables are equal. 2. Include all records. That's what you want. You want to include all records and only those records from the TB mass when they join the field. Okay, so that's 2. Very important. Then click on OK. Then click on create. So now this is the relationship symbol. Now we have created our relationship. So any name that is typed in the registry table should appear on the what? On the mass table. Okay. So let's close it. We have create a relationship. So let's close it. Let's do something. I want us to see something. So close. So it will ask you to save. So save. So now let's do something. So let's be on the query table. Close it. Close the query table. Be on the query table and go to create and go to query design. So now let's select query the distance registry. Let's add. That's okay. Click on add and close. Okay, so now when you click on this, it will bring everything onto the table. All these details will be on the table. So when you click, all these details are on the table. But we don't want that. Okay, so we'll delete it. And want to enter them one by one. So click on the people's ID to appear. People's name. You can expand this. Expand it. People's gender. People's attendance. People's attitude. People's conduct. people's interest, people's picture. And what again? That's all. So because we have let's sort out, we want to sort the people's name. So click on the sort. We want to sort them alphabetically. So I'm going to click on run. This is a query that we have. So let's save it. Let's call this query QRY. And this query is called the registry query. The registry query. Registry query. Okay. This is the registry query. Let's add some details. Let's say Moses. The gender is male. Don't do anything. You don't do anything here. We have created a field, a table called gender. We are going to make use of it, whereby you can select the attendance. Let's say 40, the attitude, respectful. I'm just writing something. Okay, it's okay. The rest, let's leave it like that. Okay. So we have created a query, and this query called a registry query. That's good. This is the query that we are going to use to create our form. Okay. So let's close it. Let's close it. So now, because we have established the relationship already, now let's do something. So the table save as what? The back end of the database. Query are connected to forms. Query can retrieve information from what? From the table. So let's do something over here. Click over here, close everything, go to create, and go to query design. We want to create a query. Now we want a registry. Click on registry, and then you want mass. Then close this one. You see that we have already created a relationship. So immediately we have created a relationship, it brings the relationship sign. Okay. It has already created a relationship. That's nice. So on the registry table, we only need people's ID and then people's name. Okay. We only need what? People's ID. The reason why I want to create a query such that so that the ID won't come. We want to create that the ID should not come by the name of the people. Okay. Because you cannot keep the student ID in mind. By the student name, you can easily keep it in mind. So one cannot enter data using ID. You can't keep ID of every student in your mind. That's why we only want the listen. So we want people's ID and people's name. Here, we want mass class work, mass class test, then expand this. That's for demonstration purpose. And then this. Okay. So we have created a what? A query. And let's name it. Let's run this query. You see the query that I've created for mass is able to what? To take the name from the registry and put it over here. Because we have created a relationship between the registry and the mass. So whatever is being entered in the query look at the registry query. We have what? If I add coffee, it will appear in the mass query. Because I didn't save it, that's why. So save. So let me say I want to save it to what? A mass query. Mass query. Now I refresh. So save, refresh all. So let's come to the mass. You see that it has come. It has come. It has come. Because we have established a relationship. So whatever is being entered in the registry will appear in the mass table, the people's name, because we cannot be typing the people's name. So when we have entered the people's name in the registrar, it will fill it automatically on all the subject sheets. All the subject sheets. That's good. Let's close this table and I just want to explain it. That's why we are doing that. So now, this is what we have to do. So now we have to establish a relationship between the registry and all the subjects. So let's go to the database to go to relationship. So we need to link all the subject tables to the registry. Okay. So we already have mass. So show table. Show table. So we want computing. All the subjects. English. Has English come? English has come over there. French. Ghanaian language. Mass is already there. So we don't need to add it. RME. Science. Social. That's all. Ensure the subject is up to let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, there's one subject missing. What about career technology? So career technology is not there. Is creative art there? Creative art is not there. So ensure all the subjects are there. Let me see creative art. Creative art. I've jumped creative art, so creative art. So the subjects are 10, if I'm not lying. Close this. And let me check something from the subject sheet. The subjects are 10. Okay. So go back to the database. Now close this. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's correct. Now we are going to establish a relationship between all the subjects. So we are using the people's ID and put it over on the people's ID here. And enforce referential integrity, check all, and come to join type. Select 2. Click on OK. Click on create. I'm going to do it for this one. Be on the registry. And come here, English. Select the 3, select all. Go to join type. Select 2. Take your time and do it well. Create. People's ID. Do it for French. Enforce. Check all this. Check all this. Go to join type. Select option 2. Click on OK. Click on create. Do it for Ghanaian language. Join type. Select option 2. OK. Create. Do it for RME. Join type. Option 2. OK. Create. Do it for science. We are linking the subject sheet to the registry. Join type is 2. Click on create. So you're going to do it for all the subjects here. Join type, option 2. Okay, create. Don't be afraid of these things. It's a relationship that is being created. So we are creating the relationship in such a way that when we enter the student ID in the registry, it will appear automatically on all the subject sheets. We don't want to come back and be entering the names on the subject sheet. No. So people's ID. I've done for this already. So let's the creative art. People's ID. Select it and put it on. Please take your time and do it well. If you don't do it well, it will affect your work. So now we have created our relationship. Okay, so this is where we have stopped. So save your Control S to save your work, then close it. Now we have created a query from mass. We will delete it. This is not what we want, so let's delete the mass query I was using to teach. So let's delete it. So come here, delete the mass query, delete it, say yes. The registry is there. The registry will not delete it. It should be there. It should be there. Okay. So let's create let's be on science. Let's do it for science. Or let's start with English. Okay. We can start with English. Okay. So since the relationships are being created, we can now go ahead to create our query. So be at the English and go to create, go to query design. Now, the first table we want to show is the registry. And then what I work English. So look for English. So you see that we have already created relationships. Okay, so just close this. Now, on this query that we want to create, we want the people's ID. We want the people's name. We don't need the gender and this thing. We don't need it on the English query. So let's come to the English query. We don't need the English score ID. We don't need the people's ID again. But we need the English class work. We need the English class test. You can expand this. We need the English homework. We need the English. Before we even go to the English exam score, we want to create another field here, which will find the total of the English score. Okay, we want to find the total. So we can type everything over here, but we don't do that. So let's click on builder. Now, before that, save your work. Control X to save your work. Okay. Now we'll call it English query. English query. We'll call it English query. Okay, save your work. Control S to save. Okay, now be here and click on the builder. If you didn't save your work, the expression category will not appear over here. please ensure to save your work before. Very important. Save your work. After saving your work, come here, be here, and then go to builder. So we want to create we want to create a field. Now, what we want to use that if there is nothing at the class work, or if there's nothing at the class work or class test and homework, it should display it what? 0. So we are going to use if null. Is null. Is null. Is null is different from 0. It's empty. Is null is different from empty. So we want to use is null because we want it to use in our future calculation. So we want to use if null, even though it will affect our future formulas. Okay. Even though if the student didn't get anything in class work, class test, class homework, you should give us 0. Okay, that's the meaning of what I'm saying if now. So we'll create a title. So science underscore science total score. Science total score. Then you bring column. Now you're going to type the expression. So if, so return, or we're going to use the if. Return 1 or 2 parts depending on valuation of an expression. So if this is that, the true part and then the false part. If you add this and if you add this and there's nothing, put 0. But if you add this, there's something, put the total over there. That's the meaning of what. So if they're going to bring is null. Is null. Now is null. Now we are going to add the class. So click on the class work, then bring plus, class test plus, and then homework. Okay, so the field we are creating here is to give us the total of the English. Sorry, you are working with English, not science. And I'm writing English. Okay, so it should be science total score. Okay. So bring bracket and then comma, the true part. So if it's now, if you add this and there's nothing, you should bring what? 0. You should bring what? 0. But if you add the English class score, the English class test, and the English exams homework, and there's a value, so we are going to copy the whole of this. Copy the whole of this from here up to here. Okay. Copy up to here. And then bring bracket. So the formula is saying that if you add the whole of this and there is no score in them, bring 0. But if you add them and there's a figure, add them and bring that figure. That's the meaning of what. So click on OK. Let's run our form to see if it's correct. So our form is correct. So let's add and see if it's to give us the total. So let's put some figures over 10. I'm just giving an example. Okay, 10. So it should give us 30. It means our formula is working. Our formula is working. Our formula is working. Our formula is working. So go home. Change it. So we have done for English. Now you come here I don't want the video to be too long, so I'll see. Let's continue. We are building for the English query. Okay. Now you can bring your exam score. But before that, now let's say the English class score is 20, the class test is 20, and the homework is 20. It will give us 60. Okay. Now you have to find 50% of the 60. You have to find 50% of the 60. So we'll come here again and we go to what? Builder. Because English class score is over 20, homework over 20, then the classwork is also over 20. It will give us 60. But we only need 50%. Okay, so in your case, if your school deals with the 30% class score, the whole of the total, when you add the classwork, the class test, and the homework, and on your report sheet you fill 30%, then you have to create 30%. But as we are doing 50%, meaning the class, everything, the class score, the homeworks, the project, everything you do, the mark it over 60, and we find 50% of it, and we put the 50% on our report sheet, and then the class score, then the exam, it will mark over 100, but we find 50, we only need 50% of it. So after you've done that, here will be, so let's go to the expression builder again, click on the builder, then you have English underscore. What I'm doing, do the same thing, because if you don't do it like that, you'll get a different thing altogether. So English 50% class score. So bring the column. We are going to use that expression again. Okay. If it's what? It's null. Then you should produce what? Now before that, copy the whole of this, cut it, close it. Now save your work. Now come here and do it again. When you save your work, you will see the field name updating over here. You see the field name has updated. The English total score has updated. This is a field that we have just added. It was not part of the table. Okay. So now you can copy, paste your work back. So you click on the English total score. Times, you're going to find 50% of the English. So times 0.5. Close your bracket. Bring 0, comma. Then you bring this again. Okay, so copy from here. Up to here. Copy up to here. The comma should not be part. So Control C and paste it here. We could have written it, but we don't want to write it. Then you close it again with the bracket. So click on OK. Let's run our formula to see if it is working. They say the expression you enter has too many closing parentheses. So let's go to builder. So let's check our work. Let's delete this and see. Click on OK. Run. You see, now it has done. So 30%, so let me make it 20 here. 20, sorry. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So we'll pause over here and we'll continue another time. Thank you very much. Save your work. So you have created the 30%, the 50% class score. Okay. Thank you very much. See you.
Please subscribe to this channel, like, comment. You can even share so that others can also benefit from this course.